I remember Burbank told me one afternoon in Santa Rosa, he said, you think you've got 5 senses, and that you're pretty smart because you have them. And I'm convinced that from my own researches, that animals and plants have more than 20 sensory perceptions, more than we have, but not focused in the same level as ours. They have the worlds of their own, and in those worlds, laws that are beautiful and kind and good are operating. We may not be able to understand them, and our treatment of these various creatures does not show understanding in many instances, but that all forms of life have hope, have some internal power within themselves. Burbank used to talk to his plants, and they did what he wanted them to. They sent students from the universities up to Santa Rosa, and they did everything that Burbank did, but they wouldn't bother to talk to the plants, and theirs died. The only one, apparently, who was ever able to really carry it on successfully was an old Chinese gardener that Burbank had. The Chinese gardener got down on his knees and had heart-to-heart talks with the calla lily, and it did what he wanted it to do. But all the high specialized students with great knowledges of botany and horticulture got nowhere. And the world of make-believe, so-called, is very largely a world of love, a world in which things are more beautiful than we thought they were, a world in which something very warm and very close and very divine is near us at all times. And our ancient forebears were really almost able to see these things. I remember these in one of the dialogues of Socrates, that he and his disciples gathered in a grove by the side of the road to have scholarly discourse. And Socrates asked the disciples to join him in prayer to the muses and the nymphs and the hamadryads in that woods, that they would come and share knowledge with him. He believed in these things, and he was one of the world's great philosophical thinkers. We have gradually cut off the invisible. We have made it so unreal. And why have we done this? Because we feel that we have outgrown the old symbolism. We feel that the imagery of the past was not good enough, or that we have outgrown the idea that the gods of India gathered in session on the peak of Meru. We do not believe these things, nor do we believe that they were on the peak of Olympus, because too many people now have climbed Olympus and there's nothing there. So that ends the whole thing. But what all these people have forgotten or overlooked in the whole situation is the tremendous symbolism of it. It wasn't the physical Olympus where the gods lived. It was a symbol of a superior or a higher state of consciousness, something that rose like a majestic mountain peak with snow and glaciers, something on which the light of the sun shone in many colors. There was a symbolic mountain, a mysterious place somewhere, the axle of the world, where divinity dwelt. And people really believed this, and in some way they were better for that belief. It was much better for them to have those kind of beliefs, because they carried with them certain responsibilities and duties. When you believed in the reality of things unseen, you had to obey what you believed. You had to have courage to live well. If there were gods, you had to so abide with your neighbor that these gods would not punish you, but would reward you with proper abundance and security. Among the American Indians, the Siberian shaman, the Shinto of Japan, and many of the folk beliefs of Africa, we had the story of the medicine priest, the born mystic who was the leader of the tribe. In almost all ancient communities, the mystics were the leaders, because they were the ones that could speak with the gods. They were the Irish mystics that were able to go into the world of the fairy people, under the earth, and would carry messages back and forth. Among the Hopis, the snake people carry the messages of man to the earth mother. and the thunderbird raises the messages to the Sky Father. All these things are legends, but they stand for something. They stand for thoughtfulness, for some kind of inner experience of communion.
Please turn your cassette to the other side now, and it will continue to play after a brief pause.